I'll probably have to trim the video that I'm doing for Rumble. My voice is much better. I'm still dealing with some minor health issues, but I've been remaining very, very quiet for a bit and sitting in a lot of observation because there's a lot of energy swirling around out there. And there's a lot of people having their own issues being brought up in some way, some form. So I want to talk about, I named this video 4 Bells and the solar eclipse because I believe I did not watch Phil's live last night, but I cheat sometimes. I just go through the group chat and look to see what's being discussed, I guess. And he always has good shows, but sometimes I have to get my information myself or see it confirmed or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, but one of the things he did was he was wearing a cowboy hat, and then he was also rang the bell 4 times, bing, 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 bing. So people were doing decodes on that. And Taco had done one, and on the cowboy hat and on 4 bells, it both equals 110. Now, what I'm going to do is blow your mind a little further on that. And if you don't think Phil is a very good guy, I'm going to share something that I just figured out. Okay? For all you naysayers. This is impossible for this to have happened 2 times, 3 times the same day. Okay? So, I Donaldo Trumpo tweeted, 8%, missed the T on 8, EIGH, percent. Let me read you some of that gematria. Okay, first of all, the numbers for it are 322. What do we know is 322? Interesting. And then it's also 660. And then 110. 110. What else had 110 in it? I just mentioned. Okay, so let's go into the simple gematria because it's always where most of the good ones are. Elon Musk, Adolf Hitler, Christmas, translate, president. I can't even say that word, but it's the COVID, VACCINE, only because I'm doing a live video. Elon Musk, one word, Starship, Timothy, chewing gum, Osama bin Laden, Kentucky, Rockefeller, Donnie Darko, 911, okay, Liquid Gold, Sparrow, 70, Sullivan, Minnesota, Terra Luna, Anastasia, Pop Smoke, Purpose, Loud and Clear, Meditation, Ronald Reagan. Why am I reading this? You'll see. You'll see. Pole Shift, Seat of Set, Jenna Ortega. I don't know that word. Doesn't matter. Probably does, but not to me. Beaver Moon, Tattoos, Punisher. Okay, Wonderland, Rooster, Vibration, The Christ. 4 bells. Bam. 4 bells. 4 bells. Underneath, Tesseract. I didn't even notice that till now, but it reminds me of that in the movie Don't Look Up, where she gets eaten by a Bronterac at the end. So that's pretty funny. The secret of DNA. So then what I did was I was like, wow, boom, shakalaka. Of course, I'm going to go look up some of the ones to these in the posts, and let's just have a look. So post 492 that matches, I believe, Punisher in the 8% that I just did, that I, Donaldo Trump, tweeted, and then 4 bells is in the same number, says, we will never lose again when this is finished. Not when, but W-I-N. This is finished. I have to go to the screenshots of the ones that I did. Sorry, bear with me, because all the screenshots are really good. Post 110. MSM, CIA counter ops will all fall down. Post 66, because I always do the 660 and then I take the 0 or, mirror it. And it says, let's be clear, you're telling us POTUS is currently under attack by our own intelligence agencies. And then it goes in, re-review all my crumbs, including today, yesterday, weekend. What does this mean? Yada, yada. Okay. You'll have your verification ahead of schedule. And some of these posts have changed. We're getting Mandela effect on them. It'll say something a long time ago and then it's a different post now. So, and one of them was coincidence, USMC on guard. So I'm super excited because 4 bells, someone decoded. I'm going to go to my Telegram just to make sense of all of this together. Again, bear with me. Sing your little doot, 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 doot. So, 4 bells also means 6 o'clock in, I think, military coding. Ghost Ezra says bombs are now exploding in Seattle, Washington, just when Kennedy was giving his speech. Ezra Cohen Q warned 2 days ago about false flag. And this is going to be a catastrophic event where the whole wide world, the mainstream, will have to report on what's happening. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid, you guys. It's supposed to be like a catastrophic, like whatever it is, whatever is happening in Seattle or about to happen with, I don't know, Phil mentioned 2 trains colliding. It's not supposed to be what we think it is. So much, I think, like we thought it was polyvinyl chloride or whatever in that one train accident, and it was not. Maybe it's something that's it's easy to clean up. So if you take all my videos from all the 3 years, okay, let's talk about some of this, of why I don't think it's bad stuff in there, is because if we believe what they tell us in some of these movies and televisions, then I'm just going to use my movie television logic at this point, okay? They say in Travelers, in the show Travelers, that people take over the consciousnesses of other people to affect change in a timeline that could be catastrophic to humanity, whether it's saving a girl from being killed and she's the future president or whatever. So you think about DJT saying, there's a meme that said, I don't know why all these people, these time travelers are trying to kill me. Same thing. So use it logically when it comes to catastrophic events, and all of our, the galactic beings that are around here, helping us get through this time on Earth. And think about them being able to energetically see things that we can't, but they can't. They can know it, but they can't do anything. It's up to us to affect change. So I believe there's people that can actually, like, jump bodies. Like Greg Hallett told us, he learned how to jump bodies in 1987, so that in or 1988, so that in 1989 he helped effect change, taking down the Berlin Wall. Whether that's a true thing, I don't know. I believed it. It made logical sense to me, but my mind was going, well, how do I know you're the person in there now? But maybe these are about how we engage our pineal gland in a higher vibration, and we get to see and get to have the ability. People have different superpowers. It's just different superpowers. I'm just gonna go with that. So that makes sense to me that they would have stopped everything that's about to implode humanity or about to cause catastrophic events. Now, a lot of things are going on that is leading up to me, an arrest of number 44. Why do I think he's the most logical arrest? Well, tomorrow's 420. It's Hitler's birthday. He's the grandson of Hitler. That whole bloodline is yuck. And his aunties are all leaders of countries and stuff like that. So, or were. So I think, to me, if it's a solar eclipse, and I just watched an episode of, so ironic, 6 days ago after I made the show 414, I watched an episode of Dexter where they talked about there's going to be a solar eclipse in 6 days. And in that 6 days, all those who hold up false gods or whatever will be punished or something like that. So evil will be rid. And I know it says that in the Bible too. So anyways, it was very interesting because it was literally 6 days before a solar eclipse when I was watching this with my friend, and we were like, okay, you can't make this stuff up. So anyhow, I just wanted to talk about a couple of things. The last time I did the show, there was that 12 and 13-year-old girls that died of an overdose. Apparently, they were smoking weed, or it was laced with fentanyl in a hotel room. How did they get into a hotel room? How did they get that stuff? So there are some theories. I'm just going to talk about the solar eclipse for a second while I'm on it. First hybrid solar eclipse in 10 years will appear tomorrow, plunging parts of the world into total darkness. What it is and where you can see it. So I posted this on Telegram. If you aren't following my Telegram is where almost all of my information about everything is at. Like, I post my videos there that are loaded up to Rumble. So some people don't have the ability to watch these, so I'm just trying to post wherever. Anyways, let's just have a laugh at the NASA thing. A celestial smash up. NASA's James Webb captures a stunning photo of the moment two spiral galaxies collided, igniting more light than 1 trillion suns. So let's just talk about the sun and the stars for a second. A lot of that disclosure will be coming out right away by numerous channels, and the whole thing with flat earth probably get flashing green. People ask why my screens flash green. It's not me screenshotting. It's YouTube saying, shut the F up on that. We don't want you to talk about that. That's all that is. So it's been going on for 3 years. If they're not pulling down my videos, they're making money off my videos, screwing with my numbers, shadow banning me, and doing all of that. So anyways, yeah, back to what's going on. Almost in every city that is been controlled by darkness, and especially like the worst cities in Calgary, and I'm gonna go right to our city, Calgary, Vancouver or BC, they just legalized all drugs. There's been a spike in people overdosing. Now, I'm not gonna, how can I say this nicely? I have a feeling for every soul on the planet. Some of the people that are so heavily addicted are not going to ever make it out of their timeline. So they're going to a new timeline. That's what's happening. So there's a lot of people in the system that they've taken their free will, and now it's ending. Their timelines are ending. So if you guys haven't been following Ariel on Twitter, he basically did a deep dive into 85 politicians and executives around the world that had committed suicide recently. Nobody's reporting that. So back to today is the anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing, and we know that was a huge false flag. So today also starts or it is the 19th, yes, from April 19th to May 1st. This is why I think something as big is happening in this time to squash those old timelines. And I do think we've hopped a lot into a new, Cowboy Hat, sorry, is 112, and Ring the Bell is 112. Okay, well, there. I fixed my little, but 4 bells and 8. You got what I'm saying. It's all. Okay, so what was I gonna say? I'm just going through all of these. Oh yeah, so the 13 days of preparation. Now people ask what this is all about. And there's the 13 days of satanic ritual relating to fire, the fire god, yada, yada, yada. And for each day, they literally have a list of what they're supposed to be doing on these days. So um, I do think a lot of the reason why we're timeline jumping now and this upcoming solar eclipse is dark energies are not going to survive anymore. So they're just not making it. So whether some of these people that are perishing had attachments that, you know, to my understanding, I'm just going to go back to a story quickly from I think it was 2021, and my friends will verify this, but I'm pretty sure it was like September of 2021. I posted a video on Facebook and people were going, that is not real. And I'm like, yeah, it's real. Because I know the source of where this video came from. So there was, I'll just break down the story super simply. There was somebody had door cams around their house because their house kept getting broken into, or sorry, security cameras everywhere, and they were motion activated. They had one pointing in their backyard, and they were away on vacation when the neighbor had a break and enter, and the neighbor actually killed this meth person that was in their house. And a little while after, on the neighbor's camera pointing in the backyard, was this black energy. Like, I've seen them before in my own with my own eyes, and scattering. So it was like this evil, like in the movie Ghost, like where the blackness comes out and grabs them and grabs them and takes them down. So what I think is happening right now is all of that dark energy cannot survive with these light codes that we're getting. And it can't even survive in your body. Anger cannot survive in your body. It will set you off your kilter if you're angry and uh, projecting that, because it's a lower vibration. And we're going into God's timeline. We're already in God's timeline. So it's just a matter of the rest of everyone, kind of seeing what we know is happening, and it's a win, right? So what I'm trying to say is the shift for a lot of people um, has happened so that more people, like, we're all thinking the same thing right now. Like, when are they going to tell the truth? Da 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 da. We've been in this matrix for 3 years, or da 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 da. It's been going on for 60 years or so. This movement. I can't even imagine being someone, and this is the reason why you and I are in our timeline, because we can't handle waiting. We're impatient. That's not what we signed up for. We signed up to be awakened, to awaken others at the end, like help awaken others. So now that people are coming up to their awakenings on certain things, like a lot of people, oh, I shouldn't even put those on there, but a lot of people are like, oh, because Bloomberg is talking about the BRICS now. Why are these things, why is the collapse of the bank so important? Because they can't money launder. They can't they can't take our money. They have no more control over it. All of that is ending when the fiat currency is gone. And that's soon. I do feel it soon. Why? because in the last month, I don't have a lot of money, you guys. Like, I make what I make. It's not a charity call. Don't send me money or whatever. I'm doing okay. I have what I need. But I don't have, like, I'm not a millionaire or anything, unless you can consider foreign currency. But I'm not a millionaire or anything. But I go and buy, like, when I can afford it, one little coin, two little coins of silver. And in 1 month, it has gone up from, I think, $33 was my first coin purchase to now almost $40 yesterday. That's in a month. And on going back to the live last night where 14.2 million people watched Phil's live, silver's supposed to be 1 for 1 with gold. Well, gold's like 2 grand right now. So if you buy something for $40 and there's only a limited amount and we're all the ones buying it right now because we know what's going on, then when there's no more left to buy, it's going to go from not only 2 grand all the way up to like 40 or $50,000 because it's a limited supply. Limited supply. So I keep joking around with my friends about feeling like a pirate. Like, what are we going to do with our doubloons, like carrying them around? I think that would be funny. But anyways, I'm glad I'm talking so much clearer than I have been in a long time. But I have been doing a lot of resting. I'm really sorry I haven't responded to people's emails and texts. I was supposed to do stuff this week and then I had personal stuff go on and then I couldn't do it, and I'm just trying to remain calm. Remain calm. What else was I going to chit chat about? Oh yes, one of the judges in the Lee case was charged with assault. Um, don't know really what else is going on with that other than cops here in Calgary are arresting teenagers for speaking out on the church and stuff. And yeah, I'm just not about uh, even consenting to enter into any contract with those dark forces right now. So my health is #1 priority. But that's what I think is happening. There's just a fair amount of people still, and these are the last people that we're going to see arrested. The people that affect our lives. And when I say timeline jump, I'm talking about how do we know if some of these higher up asshats haven't been arrested and gotten transferred? All their coworkers think they've been transferred. No, they're fucking sitting in a jail somewhere. How do we know that? And you know who's the last to know is the people who are doing the arrests. Why? Because they're still putting people in the system. They're still kidnapping. They're still doing all of their stuff. Yes, there's good cops out there. I'm not saying disobey the police. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if they have reason to uh, illegally or unlawfully detain you right now, I just personally wouldn't be putting myself into that situation. I'm just like way over that. Like that was 2020 for me. So, and I just honestly, there's still some bad people out here walking the streets, arresting and harassing people. The other thing I was going to say is at the end of last month and coming into the beginning of this month is the highest amount of meth users I've ever seen at the C train platforms. It's the saddest things. I feel for people. I really honestly do. I've never seen so much despair, so much homelessness, so much cardboard houses, so many people just not getting the help that they need. So it's very sad, but we can only do what we can. I just try and do as much as I can. I think my job this whole time is to expose timelines of truth and or whoever's saying what, and then you guys discern from that and believe what you will from it. I look at some of the things that people are doing now and I'm like, "Oh God, can't you guys quit fighting? Like we shouldn't be fighting with each other." I'm just saying that so blatantly right now. Stop getting mad at one another. If you don't agree with somebody, just be kind. Bow out. Scroll. We got thumbs. Scroll on. Scroll on. Every person is going through their own personal thing, and I don't pretend to know what other people are going through. I really don't. I honestly am empathetic to every person's situation, no matter who you are. However, we must hold the vibration of light. We must hold the vibration of calm, because it's about to get even more rocky. The timeline jumps that I think are going to happen, all of a sudden we're going to hear about all of these dirt bags just boom. Because I think after the arrest of 44, there's going to be the whole Antifa thing, uproar, and who else better to take down than, like, okay, we have to think logically. There is no 46 because that was unlawful, illegal. So now there's 45, which was truthful. 44 had Biden as the VP and Hillary as the Secretary of State. Benghazi happened on September 11th, 2012. These are all very important things that happened during those administrations. All of these things that are going on, all of the wars that happened under the Obama administration, all of the murders, all of the like wars for no good reason are going to come out to light. The Safari Club, how the CIA hid Osama's family, 200 members of the family for years, I think 20 years or more, you know? So all of this is coming to light, and people are going to get mad on some little level or a big level or lash out. Protect yourself with the armor of God, divine love and light, bubble up, have your go walk with nature, meditate, connect. It's about actually manifesting that higher timeline where all the children are returned home. All the people are freed from these oppressive, communistic things that are going on. All of the grooming that's going on in our children's schools and in individual families. We could talk about the 74 children that have died in Alberta in foster care this year. But I want to talk about all the things that are going to happen and how our children are going to be returned home, because that is manifesting that higher timeline in love and in God's time. I really do believe that we will have help, and we will have help with getting every single child not only returned home, but healed back to their divine purpose here on earth. All of us are going to be healed to our divine purpose on earth. That's what's coming, heaven on earth. So all parts of that have to do with, people being healed and all of these things coming to a close with these arrests. Many people have said, like, May is the month for arrests. We're still in April. Let's remind you that tomorrow is 420, but it's actually 47, or the mirror of Independence Day, 7/4 in the Julian calendar. It's also, I think, believe 1110 in the days of the year, and 421 is the 111 day in the year, day of the year. So if it happens in Australia on the 21st, and then you get what I'm saying. And 1110 was one of the numbers in a percent and 4 bells. These are all just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. Feel like I've been opening doors, or helping people open doors with understanding information, bits of information and puzzles in where we are at in the Great Awakening. So sometimes I feel like when I have these crazy thoughts, it doesn't matter if they're true. It just maybe helps make sense of some of the energy that's swirling around. That's all. I'm not trying to pinpoint a date. It'll happen in God's time. I'm just saying, something's got to give soon. Something's got to give soon. I love the Punisher. Dum ba dum. I'm wearing my shirt today, the Punisher shirt. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna quickly read some cards because I haven't for a while. Oh, look what's on the bottom. Lady of the Lake, which is absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. Okay, I'm just reading some of these. To buy silver. Oh, where's the best place to buy silver? Go out on, I'll tell you why you should trust Phil's website or his thing, because he's in George News Magazine. It's coming out soon. So I think it's, go on his Telegram, which is t.me Phil Godlewski, and I think there's 2 I's 3.0. Let me just read it. Make sure I got the right one, because he posts quite often in there. Yeah, it's actually Phil_Godlewski with 2 I's. That's all it is. t.me/Phil_Godlewski 2 I's. So, and 422. Oh, there it is. Coming up on 422 in George Magazine, issue 7. Love, Hate, and Mystery. Who is Phil Godlewski? So, just saying. But I personally go buy mine right from, why am I doing that? I'm putting my phone somewhere it doesn't belong. At the coin exchange place, and go to one of the busiest ones, because they have lots of supplies. So if you're in the city here, I'm not plugging these guys because they're no friends of mine. It's just the one that's, I'm not even going to say their names. You can look them up. They're on Center Street and 16th Avenue. Starts with an A. So I just went in there yesterday at 11 o'clock. If you go in early in the morning, there's no lineup. Like literally nobody was in line. The lady was yelling at me to go to the next wicket because I was like, doop, out to lunch. I couldn't really hear her. I couldn't see her. That's the thing. If I can't see you, I can't really hear you. You can be yelling all you want. Hello, over here. But if you're hiding behind a wall. Okay, look at this. Letting go. This is a really good lesson for everybody today. Letting go of that, all the negative energy, all of it. Oh, wow. Birth, rebirth. I love that. I actually love these card readings because this is about where it's at. The Cat, which is about healthy boundaries and independence. And the Wasp, which is about anger, retaliation, and jealousy. So that is actually pretty accurate if you think about what people are shedding through. We're going to have a lot of anger issues with our own boundaries because people letting go or us letting go, we are going through a birth and rebirth of a whole new way of living. And the Wasp actually is funny. It's come up quite a bit lately, and it's like people get so angry at each other. Like if you don't like, say, Phil G, and I'm talking about him, why unfollow? It's like you throw out the baby with the bath. I don't like Raven anymore. She's talking about Phil G. Like, I've never gotten that. Or say, for example, in 2020, like, there is a few people, I don't listen to a lot of truthers. I don't, because I make my own shows. I research my stuff. I do pen and paper stuff. So I don't really, and intuitive stuff. I don't have time to listen to someone else's 3-hour show. I've never been able to do that. Never. But there's a couple of people, one person in particular, that wanted to interview me, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to be I think I used the term the YouTube, like, do all the YouTube tour. I just don't, that's not who I am. I've done a few interviews, but I don't know. It's just hard for me. That's all. It's not for any reason, not because I don't like these people or anything. But there's one person I especially did not like the voice. Every time I heard the voice, I'm like, it was like nails on a chalkboard. The person gave me the creeps. I didn't want to hear what that person said. I didn't want to hear what that person. To this day, I still don't wish that person ill will, because I've always believed that we're all one. We're all here fighting for the same thing. So why hold anger with another person when every person's journey is a different struggle? Every person has signed up for a different role. So I'm not going to tell that person whatever off because I don't know, like it's not for me to judge. So I've been kind of neutral when it comes to all of these people having it out with each other. And when people ask me, what do you think of this person? What do you think of it? What do you think of them? That's my first question. Doesn't matter what the hell I think. Like, honestly, our opinion is only valid, I think, if we're all thinking the same thing, then we increase the vibration. If we don't, then nobody wants to listen to us and we go do something else. That's pretty much how that works. We all kind of validate each other by being in the same vibration, is what I'm saying. So, no, it wasn't that person. I've watched that. Somebody asked if it was Charlie Freak. No, I've actually watched, well, I don't. I've watched a short video of his Freak Timeline is what I think I watched. I like that. He did a good job putting that together. I think I watched the 14, 15-minute one. I've watched all of the people, even if I didn't like them. On some little level, I'll go, okay, yeah, they're not for me. Or, okay, I can watch that person. Or the other thing for me is part of who I am as a person. Before, like, say the movie The Fall of Cabal came out and woke up a whole pile of people, and it put a lot of the puzzle pieces for me together. But in 2003, I was that person. I was that person sitting, I remember sitting in Cuba. This is when Americans couldn't go to Cuba. And I was sitting in the hotel lobby with, I think, about 10 or 15 people from all over the world. And I remember this one married fellow and his wife. The wife was like sitting there listening to us. This one married fellow and I honestly got talking about 9/11 and it being an inside job and what we thought of the whole entire thing. We went through like each like thing that we saw, whether it was the Pentagon, and we basically put the movie together in our mind before I even knew that was a movie of Loose Change. It was like literally all the things that we had done research on. I was that person. I was the Mel Gibson in my mind. And so I've never really felt like I had a lot of people to talk to, because the other part of my brain works in a very spiritual level where I use animals and nature and birds, and like a moose comes in the backyard. I'm going to tell you what that means to you too. So I've always felt like I was this bit of a weirdo where I've known a lot of, like, I'll say Cliff Clavin information that wasn't really it didn't really pertain to the rest of society. And now it pertains to everything, and it's just been a little bit weird. Yeah, so it's like been putting this big novel together of all these theories that I've had from the time I was 6 years old, and or 5 years old, and having like negative experiences, and then all the way up through till now. I just think it's been super fascinating. So that's why I'm like, don't judge anybody for what they're going through. I like that my friend reminded me of a really nice, that Robin Williams quote. Don't judge another person, or something about you never know what that person's going through. And I truly believe that. I try not to judge people. I just try and send as much love and support as I can. And that's where we should be right now. in this time, because it is like a storm of information that's going to come out. There's so much coming out right now. I could sit here and read through Telegram. So much disclosure. So much stuff. And yeah, but I'm all happy about it. I don't think sad. Oh yeah. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Hold on one second. I just want to show you a couple of pictures. One sec. Just because I was talking about him, I wanted to show you this. I finally put it in a frame. This is Phil's picture when he was a kid playing baseball. And then I drew that on the same day as I drew this JFK. Doop doop. So I hope you like them. But anyways, I've got them all on my desk right now. I was going to take a little video and post it to Instagram, but that seems like a lot of work. A lot of stuff seems like a lot of work right now. I've had severe stomach issues for a day or two, and kind of a headache, and I know a lot of people are feeling the same. So make sure you're drinking lots of water, getting plenty of rest, and be prepared for false flag that's coming up. I'm interested to see about tomorrow and the darkness. I'm really like, this is going to be completely fascinating, this solar eclipse. Like, first of all, it started snowing here in the city and got really cold, and it was 18 degrees on Sunday. I was sitting by the river, and it was magical. It was a really magical time. Had a great time for like 4 hours. I just sat outside and pretty much meditated while I talked to my friend for a couple of hours I haven't talked to in a long time. So I have been hermiting. To all the people who keep messaging me again, I'm really sorry. I haven't been very good about returning messages. I've been really focusing on my health. That is number one in my life right now. And yeah, so that's all I got to say today. So I hope everybody's taking care of yourselves, and I love you all, and I'm super, super grateful about everything that is coming our way. I'm just entirely very, very, very grateful. Oh, I was going to say, I forgot to mention, here in the city with all of the stabbings and shootings on public transportation, to my knowledge, I've seen what I believe a lot of undercover police officers. Some of them are like, well, just one particular was staring at me the other day, and I was staring back, and then I closed my eyes. I'm like, I don't see you. Just look somewhere else. Not interested in any way. Avert your eyes, dude. Anyways, but they're keeping our transit safe right now. So any last questions? I'm just gonna see where everybody's comments are before I pop out. Snow bunny alert, yes. How I feel about gatherings. Oh, I don't know. Use your, I'm a homebody right now. I don't do big gatherings, so yeah. That's a damn fine hat. Why, thank you. I should give us a twirl. I've got my pajama bottoms on. I should have given you a twirl with PJs. One day I'm gonna post a dance party. Um, oh goodness. Goodness, don't even start hitting on me. I'm telling you. It's funny. My neighbor tries to set me up all the time. He's like trying to set me up with his 74-year-old cousin. I was like, I love you, dude, but I said, I ain't dating anybody, okay? No one until no man is ever going to come near me for months, because I can't handle the shenanigans of other people's energy right now. I just can't. It's like, I don't even let cats sleep in this room. Okay, what makes you think you're gonna be all getting close to me? I'm just teasing. Come on, it's so funny. So, I love parties. I do love parties, but they have to be outside, and the best parties for me are when people can amuse themselves and people don't notice if I ghost them, if I just dip out. Those are the best parties for me. I'm that person. Say, oh, yeah. Okay. Say bye to one person and then just so one person knows I left. I'm safe. Anyways. But yeah, that's all I got to say. It's been a 45-minute show, so there you have it. It's been a while, kids. I love you all. Have a good day and take care of yourselves. Take care of your energy. Stay in your heart center. Send everybody unconditional love. I do pray for protection for all the children. That's why I started doing this channel in the first place. It is bringing all the children home. And I do believe that we are going to have all the children returned home. However that happens, I know it's going to happen. I know. I love you all. Have a good day. Take care.